What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Lifestyle Nutrition Podcast. I am your host, Alex Wojciechowski. You can call me Wojo if you want to. Really up to you. You can call me whatever you want. I don't really care. But we have another episode of My Self-Love Journey coming right at you here today. And for all those of you who this is maybe your first episode you're listening to, we have the main podcast that drops on Tuesdays. This is the podcast I've been doing here for a few other episodes where I just kind of bring you on my journey of things that I'm trying, how things are going with me trying to accept myself more, love myself more, and believe in myself more. And so I think this is something that a lot of people can relate with. It's a very, very hard thing, going through life and not really fully accepting yourself and really just not having the confidence or belief that you can do everything that you want to do. And slowly but surely on this journey, I'm gaining more confidence and just through all the things that I'm doing, through the identity shifting course that I'm in, just continuing to get more tools and tactics and transforming into the person I want to be through looking at my manifesto, which is just like a combination. And this is what I've gotten through the identity change and shifting program is this manifesto, which is like combination of like a vision board, just like a bunch of goals and dreams that I want to accomplish, affirmations, just very, like truths that I have, different things that I want to remind myself of on a daily basis that can really help push me forward. And it's so easy to forget things. And so it's been awesome to just have that repetitive nature of looking at my manifesto in the morning, right after I get up, and then looking at it in the evenings, right before I go to bed, which has really helped me start to cement those. And I'm just trying to feel the emotion associated with those. Like, I look at my vision board and I see all the things that are my dreams and the things I want to accomplish, kind of feeling the emotion of those things. And so that can be something that can help you. If you don't have a vision board, I'll be honest, this is my first time I've had one, and it's powerful. It is powerful. It's like the emotion I feel. You want to make sure you're kind of charged up when you look at it, but there's just the repetitive nature. And why I look at it in the morning and in the evening is that those are kind of the times of the day where you're more likely to be in like theta brainwave states, which is your mind is more subjectable. You're able to get more easily into the subconscious, which is where 90% of our thoughts live, is in the subconscious, where we're just naturally doing it. It's almost like a habit. So it's the habit that we continue to do on a regular basis, and that makes our reality, right? So that's why it can be so difficult to change, is because 90% of the thoughts that we have are the exact same on a daily basis. And when you have the same thoughts, you're going to continue to do the same actions over and over and over again. So it takes a lot of just awareness to be able to change that. And so that's why I look at that in the morning and the evening. And full disclosure, since we've last talked here on this My Self-Love Journey, I did have some struggles. So I dipped back in to having some emotional eating struggles for a week, and was struggling with candy, was struggling with just not feeling good about myself again. And that's a part of the process. I want you to all to understand that sometimes we have to take steps back to take steps forward. And, I realize something new every time that happens, that I go and I have like a binge episode, which I'm not perfect. I haven't fully resolved that part of me. And that's why I'm going through all this work, is I've realized there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and I'm doing it. But I have realized I put a lot of pressure on myself. This is kind of one of the big realizations that I had through this these episodes of just some emotional eating and grasping for that outside things to help me feel better. Right. And I'm really trying to, I think I talked about this on the last episode, really just constantly trying to allow myself to feel those emotions, to allow myself to move past those negative emotions that come up in a way that's going to serve me in a healthier way. Because when you suppress them and you constantly look towards outside things, which can be a very difficult habit to break, right? Like that's my pattern that I've had for a long, long time. And I've constantly got a little bit better, but it still lingers there. And so I'm constantly trying to move past it. But I'm trying to sit with myself more. I'm trying to allow myself to feel those emotions more. And I'm trying to take the pressure off myself on a regular basis of needing to get all of these different things done and needing to do a million different things, because that only causes more stress and increases the chances of me moving towards some of these different things that I necessarily don't make me feel good, right? that make me feel good in the moment, but then, after the fact, you just don't feel great. You feel guilt and shame, and you go down that whole rabbit hole of waking up not feeling great the next day. And so I'm really trying to take the pressure off myself, relax, be more playful, be more Alex, just be more myself, and not try to do too much. Because it's so easy to think that we have to do this and that. And the nature of it is that I've realized that when I have more things that I'm looking forward to throughout the week, I'm just a happier person. And when I'm a happier person, I get more accomplished at work. I feel more fulfilled. I feel like I'm making a bigger impact. And so one of the big changes this week, other than the fact that I slipped back into the emotional eating, had a few episodes there, but learned some things and have been growing, is the big message this week is having things in your week to look forward to, having things in your week that you enjoy has not been something that I've done a lot of. I've really consumed myself with work and always thinking that I had to do more, and then I would burn out. And then I would, have to take a day, and then I would go back at it and do the exact same thing, and then I would burn out. And, all of this stuff didn't make my relationship with myself any better. It definitely made it worse, right? And so I'm my best self when I'm excited for things. And so I'm trying to make it so that I have more things throughout the week to be excited for. And I also realized that when I was down with my parents, so they were down in Florida. I forgot the area that they were in. It was on the Panhandle. But they were down there for like 5-6 weeks. And I went down for a week to visit them. And I was still working while I was down there. But I made it a point. I was like, I'm still going to do all the stuff that I need to do, all the needle moving activities that I do throughout the week. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a point to get it all done by noon, right? I'm going to get everything I need to be done by noon so that I can enjoy the beach. I can enjoy anything I want to do for the rest of the day. And what I figured out at the end of that week was that I had all this urgency and I had stuff to look forward to. And I ended up getting all my stuff done by noon that I needed to. And guess what? That was the most productive week I've had in probably my whole life, really. My whole life. It was the most productive week. And so I figured out that I'm a deadlines guy. And I think a lot of us are and this is a combination of on topic of self-love, self-belief, self-acceptance, because I think this makes us our best versions of ourselves when we do have things to look forward to. But my point here is on the productivity side, I've started setting deadlines for myself. It's like, I got to get all my stuff done by this. And you can do it throughout the day too. Be like, you know what? In the next hour, I got to get this done, right? I got to get all of this stuff done in the next hour. Because for me, if I give myself the whole day, it takes the whole day, right? But if I give myself a deadline, I can generally get that work that would take the whole day done in 3 hours. And then I could have the rest of the day to enjoy stuff that I want to do. And so I've started having I had a golf round yesterday where the golf round was at 2. And so I was like, you know what, by 1 p.m., I have to have everything done for the day. And I'm going to make sure that I, still get everything that I need to do to move the needle. But at the same time, I'm not going to waste time that I generally waste. I'm not going to be on my phone as much. I'm going to, make sure that I'm cutting out all the BS. And so that's what it's forced me to do. And then I'm enjoying myself and I have something to look forward to, and I can go to the driving range and I can go hiking and I can do all these things that all of us love to do. Right. And so this is just something that you can try to do this week, is be like, you know what, am I wasting a bunch of time that I could be spending doing things that I actually love doing, or spending time with my family? And then if you're in the same boat as me, where you're like, yeah, that sounds exactly like me, try setting a deadline and try having a reward of you know what, I'm going to throughout the week, I'm going to set up different things. That's what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to think, okay, next week, where could I put a golf round? Where could I put a hike? Where could I put these different things that are going to be awesome things to look forward to? And I'm going to be excited throughout the week so that I can, make sure that I'm moving the needle at work and I'm getting all the stuff done I need to do and I'm feeling fulfilled there. But I'm also not burning out because I'm doing stuff for me and I'm putting myself first, and I'm, recharging my batteries and doing all the things that allow us to be our best selves so that we can love ourselves, so that we can believe in ourselves. Because I think that mindset even comes into this. When we constantly don't recharge our batteries and constantly don't do the things that we love to do on a regular basis and constantly don't have things to look forward to, then it's super easy to just burn out and to just be like, what's the point of this whole thing? Right? I've been there for a long time. This is a big struggle with me, and this is going to be a big struggle going forward, but I'm trying to hold myself accountable. And like this podcast and everything that we do here, hopefully this will be a nice just tool to hold me accountable as well to continuing to move forward on all these things. So that's kind of the big thing this week, is that I had a little bit of a fall off, but I learned a lot of stuff. I learned that I got to stop putting so much pressure on myself. I've learned to take a step back. I've learned that I'm a guy who's a better version of himself when he's spending more time outside, when he's doing things that he loves throughout the week, and that he's setting those and scheduling those in his week so that I actually get them done. And I'm not just saying, you know what, maybe I'll golf this week. You know what, maybe I'll go on a hike this week. I'm scheduling those things in, and I'm setting the deadline so that I get all the work done I need to get done that day. And I'm moving the needle in my business, and I'm helping more people and making an impact. But at the same time, I'm fulfilling and enjoying my life, because it could be short. That was another thing, is that I just realized I could die tomorrow, right? I could not wake up tomorrow. I could have something happen. I could get hit by a car. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. And I think one of the worst things for me would be you never know what's going to happen. And one of the worst things for me would be having that day come where I pass and having so many regrets of things I didn't do, of, just not going at it, of not giving it my best shot, of not enjoying my time here. And so that's what I'm going at forward, is I'm going to make sure that I don't have any regrets, and that I just live life more on my terms and make sure that I'm actually enjoying every week, because it could be short. You never know. And I want to make sure I'm impacting as many lives as possible, and also having freaking fun while I'm here. So with that, if this was helpful for you, make sure you like, subscribe, share, rate us. Everything you got to do. We appreciate all of the help, all this stuff. It helps us grow. And, as always, if you have questions, if you have, topics you'd love us to touch on, make sure that you send an email to the Lifestyle Nutrition Podcast at gmail.com. And we'll make sure that we answer you. We'll make sure that we get that topic out there at some point, or get a guest on that would be able to do justice. And so thanks again for taking some time today out of your Thursday, out of your week, whenever you're watching this or listening to this, to listen to me and my story. And hopefully this is helping you as I share some different things I'm doing to get more self-love, self-acceptance, and self-belief, to really become the best version of myself and accomplish all my goals. And I want the same for you. So thanks again. Hope you have a good rest of the week, and I'll be talking to you soon.